Good morning. Thank you, Chairman. Before getting into this Village Resource Center program, which is basically extension program only, but it includes agricultural services, but it doesn't limit it to agricultural services. I would like to just make a point. Since yesterday or even many other conferences and seminars I have been watching, everybody has been working good for really putting real rolling, real in the sense R for research, E for extension, E for education, L for learning. And this reel keep rolling, but only thing is isolatedly, individually in the same area. We all know there was a Sanskrit saying that Spadaya Vadate Vidya. As the competition increases, even development also increases. But the competition, there are some conditions for this. The competition has to be in different modes at different places, and all these efforts repeated should have been integrated and used for the target aim which everybody has been aiming at. I think that is where perhaps seminars like this will bring us together to work together, to learn from the experiences of everyone and put them together. With these words, I'll just take a glance through our village recent program. And this VRC program is basically has its support in satellite connectivity, and it depends on the transponders that are available for any social program like disaster management or social services like VRCs. This has been initiated with some advisors from former President Dr. Abdul Kalam and even Professor M.S. Swaminathan. This is an initiative and a single window mechanism to provide space-based services to rural poor in association with NGOs and some expert centers like ICRISAT itself, and even Swami Raman Tirtha Rural Institute, which I think Dilip was misspelling it as Vivekananda Institute, who are providing alternative livelihoods, and also universities, governments, hospitals, and of course experts like ISRO for providing natural resource database as well. And this VRC program is only to showcase that the space technology, if it is used for the application of applications for advanced technology for real problems of common man, it is not only to showcase the strength of space to other countries, but also to the benefit of the common man and society. And VRC concept lies in space-based satellite communication and also Earth observation, through which we provide natural resource database, and it has got considerable potential to uplift villages and rural community. And we have the support from regional nodes, which are nothing but ISRO centers only, who will coordinate between expert centers like all LV Prasad Hospital or even CARE Hospital, even ICRISAT, NGRI, or even Agriculture, Acharya Engineering University like this. And there are some NGOs who actually maintain the VRCs at the bottom row. You have given a tripod-like thing. One is basically NGOs like MSRF and DAN, expert centers, and ISRO device centers who will give the basic connectivity as well as supporting services. And this is one which you are seeing it as a regional center, regional node at NRSC Hyderabad at Balanagar. And the main objective is to provide a single window mechanism for tele-education, telehealth services, information on land, water and weather services, disaster support services, and also advice on agriculture. And also I think we have been providing alternative livelihood for farmers as well as women folks to learn the tailoring, painting, weaving, etc. Even carpentry, electrical and masonry works also. This is basically SRTA was doing this, and it is here I wanted to say we tried to put it as an online even livelihood services through VRC program, but otherwise there were no takers from the villages. We requested the NGOs to take list of people who are interested in, for example, any course. Let it be a painting for students, let it be a weavery course for some farmers who can do it for non-agricultural time periods, or it could be carpentry work. But we need some people who can constantly come at the designated time period to the VRC center to learn that. But I think there were not sufficient enrollments. This is what I was telling, the lacunae of people's reluctance to take online courses, and perhaps SRTRI, Swami Ramantida Rural Training Institute has to restrict to giving courses face to face. And apart from that, we also give some e-seva services like things like the birth certificate, death certificate, marriage certificate also can be provided later on, even payment of bills also. But unfortunately, it has not gone to taken to the stage. Next slide, please. And the configuration is like this. We have a national hub. Pointer. Do with mouse only. Okay. We have a national hub at Bangalore. We have got 2 servers there, and they are connected to satellite as well as they link with our regional centers, which I am calling it as our ISRO centers only. Then each center will have some clusters, clusters of a given state, a region wise. For example, in AP here, we are in charge for Tamil Nadu, Orissa, and AP. So each center will have one cluster. In that cluster, we will have setups of about 30 to 40, or even can be increased to even 100 VRCs managed by mostly NGOs. They need to provide next. They need to provide a building, a small building which could be 10 by 20, wherein 20 to 25 farmers can gather, ask their questions with respect to their agriculture practices, or some patients who can talk about their health requirements, or some women folk they wanted their self-help group requirements or finances, or somebody wanted to know tailoring or weaving or painting, anything questions they can ask, they can learn. And we also need some manpower to manage this. So NGOs within their own programs, they depute 1 or 2 persons to take care of that center itself. And also there is some doctor, a public health center worker, or a compounder like or RMP doctor. They used to sit there and then provide a minimum health services, which can be scaled up to even expert advisors by connecting to an expert hospital in the cities like Hyderabad. And these NGOs are supposed to do local need assessment and take care of their requirement. Based on the requirement, consult expert centers for which so throws their weight behind them. And also they come to us for how the programs which they have started, how they are running, and what is the feedback from the grassroots users. So all these services they provide through expert centers. NGO itself sometimes becomes an expert center based on his own area of working. And initial 3 years normally ISRO provided the maintenance, because 3 years already over now, I can say that. And later on VRC themselves are supposed to take care, and it is supposed to be a self-sustaining effort. Maybe they can charge some 5 rupees or 10 rupees for each service also later on, if it is really taking off. I think there were some success stories as well as some unsuccessful stories also. And ISRO provides the basic VSAT connectivity, and also telemedicine equipment like an ECG like thing also was provided to them. And the equipment includes antenna as well as one receiver and transmitter, and even one UPS backup unit, a system, the big monitor, and other minimum furniture requirements. And the NR database is the one where we come into picture. We, based on the satellite pictures, we give them natural resources, images, maps, and also we educate them. Now we are doing basically offline activity because of the failure of one or two launches earlier of GSAT. We could not give the transponders for this VRC program. So we are waiting for next launch to fulfill first the commercial needs of the transponders, then to the VRC programs and disaster management. Then till that time, for entire country, everybody is talking about panchayats now. I think all the villages are being covered under this NR database program, for which we are doing at 1:10,000 scale at panchayat level. And this information we are providing them both in soft and hard copies, and we are also doing dissemination and even capacity building of NGOs as well as the panchayat level representatives. It could be village sarpanch, it could be panchayat president, or it could be some NGOs like MSRF, Dan Foundation, etc., who can do intermediary dissemination of such an database program, how to use and all. And this leads to, in fact, generating works under NREG and even health services programs, as well as RTA information provision also. Next slide. It is a typical spread of VRCs in AP as of today. Later on, we have put, in fact, another 200 to 250 VRCs we have identified, and they are all kept on hold for want of connectivity. And one is Adakal, run by ICRISAT under the support from MSRF. Next slide, please. And this is a typical schedule wherein depending upon the demand, the entire cluster can be used by only one NGO or it can be shared time slot wise from across several NGOs. It is a Varisa, Agargami, Prem, Gram Vikas, CVSD, they have shared these time slots and time wise. So all the gaps need to be filled in. Each slot is given to one or other NGOs in this. Next slide. And the same thing when you give it as the topic wise, what is the program, who is running it, how much time, and the starting time, and weekday wise if you give it, the corresponding target group will be attending on the time to that village center, wherein some 20-25 people will gather. And the time slot is put as 1 hour minimum because when 20 people come, at least each one should have an opportunity to talk and ask questions of their relevance, apart from the actual lecture. Because basically it is a two-way audio video connectivity. So everybody can have an interactive procedure as well. So the time should be planned in such a way. Next. And the benefits are that based on some sample surveys, many people said, obviously we cannot get, I think, even 100% benefit because some people come, attend and go. We could see that some people gave positive replies up to 10 to 20% wise. And also some job opportunities have improved based on the information provided them about the NRIG scheme. Based on some RTA Act, even the self-help group has got received the claims and funds requirements. And some forest right bill information has provided for fast right committees to act in time. And some coaching also helped in students to give a better results. And awareness in sanitation program also improved to construct their own toilets even. And some villages have got taken more lead role in such villages activities. Next slide, please. Unfortunately, we could not push through it because of this abrupt break in satellite connectivity. So now we are going through this natural resource data information. Performance wise, mostly various activities starting from health, livelihood, which take care of 1/4 of the program's content, and agriculture takes 15, and education 20%, and general things like legal advisors for their property, marital issues, etc., and even any other questions as they wanted it. So that all come under the general category. And we see the attendance wise, it was very good. Initially, it reached the peak up to even 95% of the slots they have used it. It all depends upon the interest of the NGOs, how they motivate the villagers, and how the villagers they hold on to it, and how they get benefit. So all these factors will influence the performance percentage. Next. These are all typical examples of various NGOs, including MSRF, which basically needed in agriculture, health, and need assessment and advice to the farmers. Next slide. And this is Gujarat VRC, which dwelt upon mostly health programs, health awareness, and also livestock related programs. Next slide. And this is again Karuna Trust in Karnataka. First one is again in Tamil Nadu, then Gujarat, then in Karnataka, wherein I think Abdul Kalam has inaugurated the first of the VRCs in those days, which also dealt upon health and other programs related to non-conventional, unconventional medicine programs, herbal, Ayurvedic, etc. Next slide. Coming to NR database, this is where now we are taking the cue from this VRC program, and we are preparing 1:5,000 to 10,000 scale maps on land use, land cover, groundwater availability, how a land can be used. It also gives the information on soil status and what is the water resource availability, and what is the land, how it is used and how it has to be used, and some demographic information as well. We also provide them high resolution satellite data of 6 meters resolution in multispectral, otherwise 2.5 meter resolution in panchromatic, black and white. And large scale natural resource database on land use, land cover, soils, groundwater, drainage. And these are the information which are being overlaid with cadastral boundaries wherever they are available, scanned and digitized and scanned and digitized and then overlaid on these maps. Wherever it is not available, we are making efforts and putting state remote sensing application center. Every state has got one remote sensing application center. We are pushing them to make these maps and then also capacity build grassroots users so that they can use these maps for their advantage. Next slide. Basically for panchayat level development. This is a typical cadastral overlay and 2.5 meter image merged with at least for 6 meter resolution. And on this you can see the parcels and then farm boundaries in which actually agricultural crops are seen, and along with even scrub land. This is a image of Narayanpur VRC in Nalgonda district, where we have put our village center in Narayanpur, and it was basically being close to maybe Hyderabad. It is slightly advanced place only, but otherwise at remote places also some VRCs were set up, even in Adilabad. And in one VRC in Nadakkal, they are very successful because of one Adas Mahila song. It was doing very active, and that is also one of the successful stories in that. This is a typical land use land cover map where you can see all croplands, settlement, and agriculture related areas, as well as water bodies. And this image, once it is given, they know where they can get better groundwater, where their crop is there, how much crop area is there, and then how much more land they can put under the crop also they can see from these maps. And they can identify their own farms with the cadastral boundary overlay, of course. Then they can manage their own land and water resources well. Next slide, please. And this is the groundwater prospects availability, wherein they don't have canal or irrigation water supplies. They can use the manual irrigation tank sources. They can even dig open or dug wells and bore wells. And these areas will show you depth-wise what is the water potential available. Next slide. All integrated together now, each parcel of one cadastral village, it can give you entire land use land cover, water availability, and soil information, which will give the suitability of for a particular crop, or for a water recharging facilities or water availability facilities. So all this integrated together, it will be put under one GIS. So this is useful for even putting a query where there is a hospital, where there is a seed market facility availability, or where they have got the seeds. Also they can even question and get the information. And also here we have got the facility to the local farmers or agriculture officers, or even other departments like soils or urban survey department also put in their data onto this. And all this data together, now we have put up an internet structure called Bhuvan. This is also available through internet. Under this Bhuvan, you will get entire spatial images as well as attribute information, maybe in local languages, and also the user of himself can upload his information, which will be used by anyone else. So that is our delivery mechanism now. Even the satellite data which we sell, Department of Space sells satellite images, that also is being delivered through this Bhuvan program now. And this is to be used now under the VRC program, as well as once it is the connectivity is given. Even otherwise, the Bhuvan is there, just like analogous to Google, with some extra features to interact and then upload your own data and modify with respect to natural resources I am talking. This is available for everyone to search and then see, and through ISRO website, ISRO portal, or NRC portal, or Bhuvan itself has got a portal. So all three are interconnected anyway. Okay, this was the status, very old status, I should say. There were only 600 VRCs set up with 50 expert centers. It stood up there, and though it served as 10,000 villages, now another 10,000 VRCs, not 10,000, 7,000 VRCs are in the pipeline to be set up. And this is in addition to some special packages like State Tribal Welfare Department. They wanted to spend some 10 crores and then set up some VRCs for themselves. And similarly, Krida, I think earlier Dr. Saindranath Dixit was mentioning, they wanted in 8 districts of their choice some VRCs, which we wanted to give, but we could not give because of lack of connectivity. So they also was ready to fund for those VRCs. We could not give them. So, but for that, this connectivity is held up. Otherwise, offline activity is going on, and I think that's it about VRC program. But otherwise, this VRC program is one of many ways of connectivity, and if everybody comes together for this connectivity, for example, Reliance has got their own connectivity, ITC has got their own connectivity, ITC Chopal, they have their own, and in any case, the Silicon Fiber network, if wherever it is there, that places you can leave it, other places only we can connect it to space connectivity. But otherwise, connectivity is available, but ground mechanism of setting up those VRCs, that means computers, antennas, receiving and transmitting terminals, UPS, etc. Power is the major issue again, which is hindering this program. In villages, there is no power. So in such cases, all resources together, if they can come together and then put it, we can avoid duplication. We can integrate all the lessons learned from each one of us, and then every program can improve to serve the rural poor in the best way possible. Thank you.